So come on down to Sioux City Ford Hyundai RV or call us at 508-822-7161.
And here's the answer to today's news quiz. In what community was the Rhode Island Red first bred? Well, it was Little Compton. And it is in Little Compton, in the village of Adamsville, where the idea was hatched to celebrate the famous chicken. And there is a monument there, and that is where On the Scene reporter Mike Gaines is this afternoon as the Rhode Island Red approaches its 137th birthday, Mike?
Hatched, Pam, that's cute. I like that. Pam, Adamsville is Rhode Island's oldest community. It was founded in 1675, and in the 316-odd years since then, the best thing that has happened here, the most exciting thing that has happened here, was in 1854 when William Tripp, a farmer about 3 miles up the road here, crossbred a couple of chickens and came up with the Rhode Island Red, which swept the world on a commercial basis. It turned out to be a very successful chicken. And the folks in the Little Compton area have been celebrating ever since. They put up this plaque here in 1925 to celebrate the Rhode Island Red. That plaque is a source of tremendous controversy, or was at the time, and we'll tell you about that in just a few minutes. In 1954, on the 100th anniversary, they started an annual barbecue. That barbecue continues with its 37th incarnation this coming Saturday. So what's all the excitement about? Why is everybody so fired up about a chicken? Well, we went out and asked an expert.
You'd probably say there's nothing special about them because they're an all-purpose bird. When they were first developed, they were good for eggs, good for meat, good for just about anything. They reproduced true to the strain, and they were good all around. Nowadays...
Was that a revolutionary chicken at the time that it was invented?
I would say so. Yeah, nowadays, with all of the specialization, you have birds that are specialized just for meat. You have birds that are specialized just for eggs. And you don't find too many all-purpose birds anymore.
They're not smarter or better looking than your average chicken. They're just Rhode Island.
They're just Rhode Island chickens. And if you like Rhode Island Reds, you get kind of partial to them. That's part of the heritage. You know, he's part of Rhode Island.
And nowhere is that heritage celebrated more than at the Sakonnet Vineyard, which will be visible from a helicopter's eye view like this one during the course of the weekend. The bird is everywhere at Sakonnet, on the signs, on the canopies, and most especially on the labels of those wine bottles.
And he is on every one of our labels. But I chose this Rhode Island red wine to show you today because that's really indicative.
Well, he's on all the labels, but
Right.
he's a Rhode Island Red on the Rhode Island Red, which is why you named the wine that in the first place.
That's right. That's right. You got it. Whenever I go other parts of the world and in the country and pour our wines, people even end up calling me the chicken lady. Oh, there's that lady with the chicken wine. And then that must be the chicken lady. So that's what I get known as.
Somehow that doesn't sound like a compliment.
Well, I think it's a compliment because I come from Rhode Island.
Now, Pam, when this plaque was installed in 1925, the gentleman with me was there. Abe Quick was about 11 years old, a former chicken farmer. And Abe, when this thing was installed, it was very controversial among a lot of people, your family included.
Very controversial. But it's been here for all this time, and this is a pretty busy place here, and I suppose where it should have been, not so many people would have seen it.
Where it should have been was Mr. Tripp's original farm.
Mr. Tripp's original farm on Long Highway in Williams-Liston Road, where we have a plaque now that dedicated in 1954 and made a better feeling all around once that was done.
So people were pretty upset for about 30 years until you got the little plaque installed at his place.
That's right. There was a lot of controversy and a lot of talk about it. A great many epitaphs were presented to be put on this one instead of what's on there now.
Well, as you told me before, the folks who sponsored this wanted it here, and as it turned out from the traffic pattern, it was the right place to go.
There's no question, but more people will see it here than they would at the original place where the chicken was first progenited.
Now, you originally launched the barbecue, and you were the barbecue master back in 1954 when it first started. I hear legends about your barbecue sauce.
Well, I wasn't the only one involved in the thing, but I was there for 17 years and cooked it. And my wife, she put the barbecue sauce together. And
very quickly, just give us a hint. What are the ingredients? You don't have to give us proportions.
It's ketchup and Worcestershire sauce, a lot of oil and vinegar, and a few little things that you add in to, just to zip it up a little, you know. Put a little
Abe,
zip to it.
thanks very much. I'm sure some facsimile of your sauce will be present at the picnic on Saturday. Pam, all you'll have to do is drive anywhere through here and open the window. You'll be able to smell it.
Okay, we'll follow the smell of the barbecue, thanks. And that's just a few of the highlights at this year's chicken barbecue. We want to mention some of them for you. Rhode Island Helicopter will provide some rides. There'll be games, bluegrass music, and a presentation of Treasure Island by Children's Theater Company. Again, all this is happening Saturday, rain or shine, at Veterans Field in Little Compton, not to mention Abe's secret barbecue sauce. You got to taste it. On another note, news people